Welcome everyone. Here's your full Canada weather update as we track heat, thunderstorms, snow, and major temperature swings from coast to coast. Let's begin in eastern Canada, because this is where the heat story is becoming the biggest headline right now. Across southern Ontario and parts of southern Quebec, temperatures are surging well above seasonal averages. Cities like Windsor, Hamilton, Toronto, and even Gatineau are preparing for what could be some of the hottest weather so far this spring. Windsor already climbed close to 28 degrees recently, but that's likely going to be shattered as we move into Monday. Forecast highs are expected to push into the low 30s, and once humidity is factored in, it could feel closer to 38 or even 40 degrees in some locations. That is incredibly warm for the middle of May. Toronto and the Greater Toronto Area are also heating up rapidly. Humid air is moving northward across the Great Lakes, and while the warmth will feel summer-like, it's also going to fuel instability in the atmosphere. That means thunderstorms are back in the forecast. As we move into Sunday night and Monday morning, scattered thunderstorms could begin to develop across southern Ontario. Some of these storms may produce heavy downpours, frequent lightning, and gusty winds. The timing will be important because a few storms may develop overnight while many people are sleeping, and then additional activity could redevelop into Monday afternoon as daytime heating increases. Now, not everyone in Ontario is getting the heat. Northern Ontario is dealing with a very different setup. Thunder Bay, for example, is expected to stay dramatically cooler with temperatures struggling near just 4 degrees by Tuesday. That's an incredible contrast compared to southern Ontario where temperatures are soaring into the 30s. That sharp divide between warm and cold air is helping to strengthen this active weather pattern. Meanwhile, in Quebec, the heat is also building aggressively. Montreal and surrounding areas are expected to see very warm and humid conditions through Monday and Tuesday. But Quebec has already seen signs of instability. On Saturday, a tornado warning was issued near LaSalle and nearby communities as storms moved through the region. Fortunately, the threat weakened afterward, but it shows just how energized the atmosphere is becoming. And as we head into Monday afternoon and evening, more thunderstorms are possible across central and southern Quebec. Some storms could once again become strong with heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Humidity levels will also continue climbing. In Gatineau, humidex values could approach the upper 30s, making it feel extremely muggy and uncomfortable for this time of year. Now let's move westward into the Prairies, because this is where the forecast becomes almost unbelievable. While eastern Canada is dealing with heat and humidity, parts of the Prairies are still seeing snow and near-freezing temperatures. In Saskatchewan and Manitoba, temperatures are struggling to even climb out of the single digits. A low-pressure system moving through the region is bringing a mix of rain, wet snow, and strong winds. Some areas started Sunday morning with frost and slushy snowflakes, and through the day, colder air filtering southward will continue turning rain into wet heavy snow across several communities. The Yorkton and Melville regions are currently near the center of the heaviest snowfall potential, where significant wet snow accumulation could impact highways including the Trans-Canada and Yellowhead corridors. Travel conditions in these areas may become dangerous very quickly, especially during periods of heavier snowfall. And unlike dry winter snow, this snow is extremely heavy and slushy, making it difficult to shovel and hazardous for driving. At the same time, areas closer to the international border near Estevan are facing a completely different threat. Heavy rainfall totals exceeding 30 millimeters are possible through Monday, raising concerns for localized flooding and poor visibility on roadways. This long weekend really is bringing everything at once to the Prairies. Rain, snow, thunderstorms, freezing temperatures, and gusty winds are all happening simultaneously depending on where you are located. Now over in Alberta, conditions are also highly unstable. Saturday brought one of the strangest weather setups many people have seen in quite a while. Calgary experienced snow and temperatures near freezing, while areas just 60 kilometers away climbed close to 15 degrees with thunderstorms developing. That sharp temperature contrast continues into Sunday and Monday. Through the afternoon and evening, isolated thunderstorms are expected to redevelop across parts of Alberta, especially closer to the foothills and Rockies. Some storms may produce strong wind gusts and small hail, although widespread severe weather is not expected at this time. Now let's head farther west into British Columbia, where conditions are much calmer overall, but not completely quiet. Sunday started with plenty of sunshine across much of southern BC, but instability is building through the interior. As daytime heating increases, isolated thunderstorms are expected to pop up across parts of the Okanagan and regions east of Kamloops. You may hear thunder or see flashes of lightning later in the afternoon and evening, especially in higher terrain. However, Monday is expected to become calmer once again with generally pleasant conditions returning. And while Western Canada is dealing with thunderstorms and mixed precipitation, Northern Canada is still battling true winter conditions. Blizzard warnings were already issued across northern Quebec during Saturday, and now snow is gradually spreading farther west toward the Iqaluit region. A frontal system moving from east to west across the north is continuing to deliver snow, blowing snow, and bitter cold conditions. Temperatures remain extremely cold in some northern communities, and travel conditions may continue to deteriorate as the system slowly advances. Finally, let's move into Atlantic Canada. The Maritimes are enjoying a fairly pleasant end to the long weekend with sunshine and warm temperatures across several areas. But scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms are still possible through parts of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick as moisture pushes through the region. Newfoundland is seeing cooler conditions overall, especially near Gander where rainfall may become more persistent into Monday. Temperatures across Atlantic Canada remain much warmer than what we've recently seen, and compared to the prairies, it almost feels like two completely different seasons are happening at once across the country. So when we step back and look at the full national picture, Canada is experiencing one of the most dramatic weather splits of the season so far. The east is heating up rapidly with summer-like humidity and thunderstorm potential. The prairies are battling snow, freezing temperatures, and heavy rain. The west is dealing with isolated thunderstorms and shifting instability. And the north remains locked in winter with blizzard conditions still unfolding. This pattern is highly dynamic, and over the next several days, conditions could continue changing quickly. If you're traveling this long weekend, especially across the prairies or northern regions, make sure you stay updated because weather conditions may change dramatically within just a few hours.